Hey Scorpio, what's going on? We are here with a timeless reading. My name is Gabriella for anybody new tuning in. Okay, who else? We're starting off with Ten of Swords. There was another reading that I did today. I think it was the Aquarius reading that started off with the Ten of Swords. Yes, it was the Aquarius reading. Okay, let's see. Important stuff that's happening here. What I'm seeing, so let me just say this so none of you guys are worrying. I'm not seeing that, there's nothing that you have going on that I'm seeing like an ending is happening. I just want to clarify because sometimes that can be the interpretation with the Ten of Swords. What's actually happening is that there is a cycle that already closed out. So this does feel a little bit similar to the Aquarian reading. The Aquarian reading, if any of you guys are interested, would have been the one that was posted the day prior to this one posting, okay? What I'm seeing is that there's an ending that already concluded, and I'm seeing the sun come out after, so that can be like, this thing is over and I'm feeling relieved. That can also be that you're like reflecting on things that were connected with this coming to an end, because the sun is like the happiest card, right? It's like, I feel rejuvenated, I feel energized, I feel focused, I feel settled, I feel optimistic, like I'm feeling warm about things. Because the sun is connected with your vitality, and also the sun is connected with happiness, all of that. So this feels like, oh, I'm so glad that that's over now. But there can also be some stuff that you're realizing to have the sun here. So it can be things that like after the fact, like after this cycle has concluded, which I'm seeing it has, you may be in a spot now where there's like more that you're learning and more that you're understanding about this. And I'm seeing this have future implications, because I'm also seeing Three of Wands here. So this could have even been something that happened like back a little while ago, Scorpio. And it's like now where you are after this thing, I'm seeing there be like a bunch of things that are coming up that you're like realizing. This can be a bunch of things that you're like becoming aware of, and also how that impacts you personally, like that type of thing. Okay, so even though this thing happened before, and it does seem like you're definitely in a different spot now, I'm seeing there be like pain and healing that's being brought up that you're working through currently. I've seen the Ace of Cups want to come out. There can be something going on about a connection. Okay. Okay. So this stuff that you're working through, you're moving forward. So this means like I'm moving on from the pain, and you're moving into the Ten of Pentacles, which is like, I feel safe, I feel stable, like things feel good to me. So this is very, very auspicious to be seeing. Feels like things are really brightening up in a way where it didn't feel like that before. I'm seeing you also feel optimistic about the future as well. So that's something too that feels important. It feels like that's helping you like continue to move forward with things. This means whatever like needed to be realized about that cycle, it's probably coming up and being reviewed at this point, and yeah, just important stuff that's being acknowledged. Things are feeling stable emotionally for you. That's where you're going with the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so you have something here that you're doing that matters to you. There's something that you're pursuing You feel motivated to do this. I'm seeing Leo on the bottom of the deck. We also have the sun here too. So you may have Leo in your chart. Prominent Leo placements, because all of us have Leo in our charts. There's something here that you're doing. There's a path that you're pursuing. I'm seeing it also be like tied up emotionally for you. So that's intertwined in this. I'm not seeing things feel the easiest right now. I'm seeing something feel like a bit, you may be feeling kind of tired. Like it feels challenging. But having Strength card on the bottom of the deck, that's a reminder that like you really got this. If you're willing to move through this, it's something that's going to work for you. It's just a matter of like how willing you are to do it. To work with yourself as you move through. These are personal life challenges that you're moving through. And also confusing emotional stuff too. Trying to make sense of things. But this isn't new. This isn't like a new thing. This is stuff that you've been working on. That you made a lot of progress with. And stuff that you've really shown up for within your life too. So that's why like this Ten of Pentacles, this like stability and that sort of thing, it's not coming out of nowhere. I'm seeing you've worked for this. Like there's a lot of stuff that you've had to move on from and move forward with that I see you like still carry these things with you, but I'm seeing you, it's like there's very much a light at the end of the tunnel here. This person, the swords can be like all of those things that happened and like our thoughts around it and our perspective, and this is you like moving forward. So even though that's still there, right? Because like all of it's integrated within us, or at least that's the hope of things as we carry it with us, because it doesn't just disappear, right? It just becomes like another layer of us. So as you're moving forward, like you may at times look back and be like, I acknowledge that that happened, or that's still there, or like I feel that sometimes. But where you're moving, you see it's like a rainbow up ahead, like things feel very light. So I'm seeing you move in a direction where it's like still just moving forward with things and feeling good about that and where you're going and like moving on and not feeling like you're stuck anymore. And like getting back to the work and the important stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff emotionally that I'm seeing you like you're working through. This can be like a process of loss, a process of grieving, process of acceptance. I'm also hearing a process of determination, which kind of feels like a play on words, right? Like there can be things that you're determining, and there can also be a need for you to be determined as you move through. I'm seeing Ace of Wands, and I'm also seeing the Moon. The Moon does represent Pisces. So we have that. We have the Sun. We also have Pisces. This is an opportunity, but there are some unknowns about this. So you may feel like it's kind of whatever it is that you don't know, you're going to end up finding out. Like it's going to end up being clarified is what I'm seeing. It's like your guide's sending you sort of through a mystery door. And like when you're first walking up on it, they're like, we're not going to tell you what's inside, but if you want to go through it, go ahead. And I'm seeing this be like the direction that you're encouraged to be walking in. And like once you go through it, obviously you're going to find out what's there. But I'm seeing right now, like as you're sort of walking up on it, you may be like, I don't know really what's going to be behind there. You may have an idea, but you may not know fully sort of like what the implications of this are. And that may be something you're spending a lot of time thinking about. It seems like this is also an opportunity for you to be exploring the inner psyche space. Like this is feeling very 12th house to me. Your worries about things I'm seeing really stress you out. Like the way that the way that your shadow thought bends with you sometimes. Because there can be realizations that so with the moon, right, as much as it can be hidden, it's stuff that we do have access to, but we like are hiding it from ourselves, or it's like not time for that thing to be revealed, or we're actually not ready for it, like those types of things. The moon also represents our subconscious. And so it can be things that we're just like not fully aware of, or they're not fully integrated. And so you have this opportunity where it's sort of like this mystery opportunity, but I'm seeing your guides be like, yeah, go in this direction, even though like they're not telling you all the details because you're not meant to know. And you may look at this and be like, anywhere where you don't see details, you could find that sometimes you're filling it in with things that are like shadow related, like things that would end up sabotaging this in some way, or like twisting your mind in some way when that's not even the reality of this situation. But it may be something that like you're discovering that. So I feel like you're sort of going into a more subconscious space and finding like all of the places where your shadow hides and how it messes with you without you realizing. And now you're coming to a place where you're discovering these things. And I'm seeing you understand too, like you're getting familiar with the way that it really stresses you out. And it's all connected with your thoughts, which is like such a Scorpio thing too, right? Because Scorpio is connected with like our brain and our mental health and our psychology and our third eye. So I think that that's something that you're realizing. So it's like when you're faced with something that's a bit of a mystery for you to explore, you could look at it and be like, okay, this is going to be an adventure. I'm ready for this. We're just going to see what happens. And then sometimes you're faced with a mystery and you're like, something bad is going to happen because I'm like really worried. You know, it's like that paranoia that sets in, which is another Scorpio related thing. So, and then feeling stressed out about that because your shadow's like whispering in your ear all these things. But I'm seeing you be working on it, like, and becoming more aware. But you may not always realize the way that this impacts you. And there can be stuff about the past that you're realizing too, that like certain things that you did in the past or maybe got involved in or engaged in, and you were like, man, like that was my shadow, like that's why I got involved in this. So I'm seeing there be a lot of self-awareness that's being gained, especially in these like very dark corners of your mind. But when you're exploring, it may still like pop out sometimes unexpectedly. I'm seeing it feel triggered in unknown situations, how you feel in the space, and then it stresses you out. Which it's also interesting too that it's Pisces that's popping out, because Pisces is also connected with mental health. I'm hearing recover. Things are looking really good. It may be hard for you to see it from where you're standing. It's like, what's going on with your shadow sometimes? It's like you get put in a room with your shadow and both of you guys are like doing this dance with one another, and you have a blindfold on, so you can't like really see where the shadow is, but the shadow doesn't have that blindfold on. And so it's like this dance that's happening where you're trying to sort of succeed, maybe even like transcend this in order to fully like reach this sense of happiness that you're moving towards. So it feels like mental health stuff that's popping up with the moon. Seven of Swords is the way that we can like sabotage things, or again like your shadow popping out. But then we have Six of Wands, so this shows you overcoming that. And then we have Ten of Cups, which is like you feeling really happy and really good about things. But for some of you too, there's this part of you that's like scared to be happy, you know? It's like you're feeling happy and you're like, well, something's gonna go wrong now, you know? You could find that you're feeling defensive sometimes. Like maybe you find that being happy is triggering sometimes. So it seems like you're working through that stuff too. Seems like this is based on your past interpersonal experiences. I am seeing something really coming together here. Like something really working out for you. It's a social thing. I'm also hearing it's a sentimental thing. There's somebody that you're going to be connecting with, communicating with. This is somebody that you see, that you feel seen by. I want to clarify what this is. Things end in a space where things are being talked about and brought to light. Ooh, yeah. For some of you, something is being made right within, it's like a connection that you have. I don't know like what exactly type of connection this is. No, there's something about like figuring out, maneuvering through a dynamic where you're sort of like working with someone, because it seems like you're going down the same path now as them. So maybe that's also why the communication is popping up too. Because I'm seeing you have a conversation with this person. Okay, so at the top, we see a cycle that's closing out. So this can even mean like, I was feeling so much anxiety about this and now like that's done. And then you shift into Page of Wands. So this is you being like, I feel interested in this. I want to get into it. This is where I want to be going. This is where I want to be moving. Like I feel excited and I'm allowing myself to be excited. Then we have the moon here. So this is connected with things that are hidden, things that are going to be revealed, but stuff that is sort of like below the surface for us. And I'm seeing the sun, which is happiness. I'm also seeing Page of Cups too. So it's like happiness and joy and optimism, and also like feeling good about the way that we're feeling with the Page of Cups. And then Seven of Swords is how we sabotage that, how we sabotage our happiness, how we don't trust our intuition, that type of stuff. But then coming into Three of Wands shows you making progress with this. Nine of Wands in the center of this is like, this is basically the karmic challenge that you're moving through right now. Six of Wands shows that you're going to be successful moving through this. So you are going to accomplish this. You coming out on the other side of it. It's taking a lot of work. It's taking a lot of energy. It feels very challenging. It feels very exhausting. And also you get the win. I'm seeing there be pain that you're working through. This is something that's connected with you within your personal life. But I'm seeing you also truly on your pursuit of happiness currently. And it's allowing you to move on from the pain. And when I say move on, I don't mean bypass. I mean, you're like working with it, you're healing, you're learning, you're integrating, like that sort of thing. So you're like actually moving on with it. But knowing that doesn't mean you're like, that never happened. It means it's being integrated. And I'm seeing that you're continuing work. And it looks like that you're continuing work with somebody. or something. Continuing work within a relationship. This can also be friendships that are involved in this as well. You're like figuring out something where you're working with another person. Then we're seeing 10 of Pentacles, which shows things feeling stable. It feels also like socially for you. And then I'm seeing Ace of Wands, which is coming from 10 of Pentacles to Ace of Wands. It's like, I feel stable, I feel good about things, I feel safe, I feel secure. And then you have this thing presented to you, so you're in like a very good place to meet this. And I'm seeing there be King of Swords here, so it seems like there's going to be a conversation or like communication about this opportunity. So that's what I'm seeing is happening, okay? Who are we looking at here? The Sun and Pisces. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.